What's up guys, Peepo here, and today's video is going to be about RocketMesh, semi-soft mesh. So, I already did another video about the semi-hard, but so semi-soft, as it would entail, is supposed to be slightly softer than the semi-hard, which is true. Right out of the bag, it is very much just slightly softer. Very much slightly. A lot of contradicting words there, Phil. But I'd have to say that it's a noticeable difference in stiffness and hardness of the mesh. But overall, I would say even with it being soft, it still holds its shape pretty well. Out of the bag, it's just like the hard. It's a little smooth. It doesn't have a whole lot of abrasion to it, which it's made of dynamo, which is a fairly durable, super durable thing. It says the same thing on the back of it as far as the semi-hard, but it's supposed to be softer. But I went out and practiced with this one a lot. I used the heck out of the semi-hard at a Laxtoberfest with the dude, but so I'd have to say that going and throwing with it a decent amount, wall ball and everything, I'd have to say it performs pretty much the same, if not better, depending on if you're more of a soft guy versus a hard guy, hard versus soft player. Again, the mesh has about a 4% stretch ratio, so in comparison to like other competitors, you would say like a total maybe of 30% stretch. So whenever you're pounding it in and everything, when the mesh really stretches and like the head doesn't warp and the strings don't move, but the mesh stretches, that's what I'm talking about. The actual mesh from RocketMesh doesn't do that. It stretches out by 4%, so very minimal. You string up the pocket how you want it, and it's going to stay like that. Overall use, the strings might change, they might shift or something like that, and then the pocket's going to change. So you got to pay attention to that. But the mesh essentially is supposed to last longer than your strings and your head, depending on what materials you're using and what head you're using and stuff. But overall, very consistent feel. I strung it up exactly how I wanted it, and it performed exceptionally well. It was consistent. It didn't really change or anything like that. Even when I tried to pound it out, the knots stayed where I needed them to, and the mesh performed well. What else can you really say besides that the mesh so much doesn't have the hold. It's how you string it, whether it's your sidewalls, the position of the pocket. Like this one's kind of a pretty solid mid. It'll sit right around there. And then, so your sidewall pattern is going to really determine how your mesh is going to perform for RocketMesh. The mesh, like I said, the mesh isn't really going to do a whole lot of the work as far as holding on to the ball. It's going to be how you string up the sidewalls and then the shooter setup that you have, whether or not the ball is really going to be able to do like toe drags and stuff like that. Like this one, that ball is going to kind of sit right up under the shooter, but the shooter is going to let it slide out real easy. And so you can still do toe drags and stuff like that. I'd have to say it's one of the better meshes out there that I've strung up. It's not my favorite. I'm not going to say my favorite because that's not what this is about. But, overall, I really like it. And that's semi-soft. You can face off with it. Take a moment to really, a few face-offs to really get whatever the coating is off of the mesh, to really break it down and be able to use it for face-offs. I would say if you're going to get it for face-offs, having durable mesh for face-offs, I would say make sure it's a new head with the new mesh. That way that you're breaking in the head with the mesh when you're facing off. So that's basically my advice as far as that. I mean, it's soft enough, even with the the coating. I'm not sure what the coating is, but even with the coating on the mesh, it's definitely soft enough for face-offs. And I mean, overall, very high performance mesh. So that's RocketMesh soft, semi-soft mesh, because they do have hard, semi-hard, semi-soft, and soft mesh. I have not messed with the soft mesh, but I'm assuming it's completely uncoated, maybe a little bit thinner of a weave for the mesh. But either way, very high quality stuff, and you guys should definitely check it out. I know there's a couple different deals going on as far as like buy two get one free, buy 2 pieces of mesh get a number of their their tape saving butt ends, which is this one. There will be another video about those, but yeah, I mean they're relatively new to the market, so they're trying to push it so people buy more and get it out there. But I mean, the deals can't get much better than that. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll check you later.